Thank you very much. May we give them a very big hand. Looking at the energy that Nsambangoma left, I'm sure the hand is not enough for all the energy. So let's give them a very big hand. Those are the Nsambangoma dancers. Once again, let me welcome you to the book launch tonight. Just a brief reminder, we're launching 6 books tonight. The Mysteries Surrounding Your Money, that is the first book that will be launched tonight. We're also launching Crafts of Effective Public Speaking. Those that are interested in public speaking, I'm sure this is a must buy for you, or a must have, I should say. So Crafts of Effective Public Speaking is another book that is going to be launched tonight. Another book is the Prophetic Chords. Prophetic Chords, that's the 3rd book that we're launching tonight. Prophetic Gates, that's another book that is being launched tonight. The 5th being Sleeping Near the Ark, that's another book. And finally, Names of God. So 6 books in a row that are going to be launched tonight. So please pay attention and make it a point that each and every one of us has at least a copy of each, if not all, books. So let me get you through the program. A quick look at the program tonight. We're going to have some jazz performances by our band. We have our live band performing jazz. We have Poso Innocent of the ECG in Blantyre. He's going to address us. We have the Nsambangoma dancers that have already performed. They have numerous other performances that will happen tonight, so be on the lookout for Nsambangoma dancers. We have music by Bethel, and of course another musical performance by Gregory. I'm sure our band is getting ready, because soon after this we need 2 pieces from the jazz band. So please, our band, get ready. We need 2 pieces from you soon after this. We have Yanko Seunda tonight, who's going to have to give us a poetic performance. We have the teacher's address tonight. We're very privileged. We're going to see Prophet Dr. Bushiri's own teacher. He's going to address us on a number of issues concerning the Prophet Doctor himself. So please be on the lookout that the teacher to Dr. Shepherd Bushiri is with us tonight, and he will actually give us a brief background of the Prophet in us. And of course, the doctor himself will be here to officially launch the books in Malawi. A similar function was held in South Africa, and in Malawi, that's today the 18th, that's when the function is happening. So in a short while, we're going to have Dr. Shepherd Bushiri arriving, but in the meantime, could we please have the band give us 2 pieces, please? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, season greetings. A warm welcome to this SB Publishers book launch here in Blantyre. We trust that you will enjoy the experience tonight. We also would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year ahead. welcome to this SB Publishers book launch here in Blantyre. We trust that you will enjoy the experience tonight. We also would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year ahead. our seats. The event will commence in a short moment. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please take our seats. The event will commence in a short moment. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please take our seats. The event will commence in a short moment. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please take our seats. The event will commence in a short moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chikondi Gasambara, and I'm your host for tonight.
And once again, my name is Obre Kosagala. Welcome once again to the event here at Victoria Gardens in the commercial city of Blantyre.
Just a few
inform you that this event is being beamed live on Rainbow Television. So we are broadcasting this event live on Rainbow. Inside the building.
So in a special way, I've actually welcomed everyone, but in a very, very special way, would like to recognize the presence of the Deputy Minister of Homeland Security.
Activities that is taking place tonight.
And also Mr. Sambalika Gwamvona from the Malawi Writers Union. We also like to welcome the Executive Director of CLEM, Mr. Andrew Chisamba.
The ruling Democratic Progressive Party senior members, Mr. Brown Mpinganjira and Dr. Ben Piri and their families, you're very welcome tonight. And other protocols observed, please feel very welcome. Shortly, the Prophet will be with us, so please relax and take your seats because we will start shortly.
And also, Chikondi, not forgetting Gogo Chalo, Chief Kawomba, who is among us. Madam Eunice Makangala, also feel most welcome during this occasion.
We just would like to take you through the books that are going to be launched tonight, but it will be really brief because we should have the parade, because right about now, Dr. Prophet Shepherd Bushiri will be arriving at this place. Please, protocol, help us to make everyone comfortable, and please let everyone take their seats because we would like to have order as the Prophet enters this place.
Now we are going to have that protocol team. Maybe you can advise but we're going to have that flag entrance briefly. The flag entrance, please. Those who are responsible.
Ladies and gentlemen, all our distinguished guests, ushers and usherettes, the program begins in 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, season greetings. A warm welcome to this SB Publishers book launch here in Blantyre. We trust that you will enjoy the experience tonight. We also would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year ahead.
Thank you very much, and welcome Prophet Dr. Shepherd Bushiri and your team. Ladies and gentlemen, we can just give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. Those who have not taken their seats, please let's be quick and sit as we are inviting Apostle Innocent Nyerenda from ECG Blantyre branch to come and open with a word of prayer. Apostle Innocent, please.
Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day, for the grace given to us to gather here today, Jehovah, to partake of what you have put in the servant of anointed, the Doctor, His Excellency Shepherd Bushiri. We pray that Jehovah, may your Spirit help us to be imparted of the knowledge that is in these things that will happen tonight. We pray for the guidance of the Spirit. We pray for the knowledge, and we pray for peace in this house. May you guide and lead the whole program. We pray in the holy name of Child Jesus Christ. Amen.
Let's give him a big hand. That's Apostle Innocent Nyerenda from Blantyre ECG branch. At this point in time, let me now invite Sean Longwe to give us an introductory address. Pastor Sean, please. Well, I can see him coming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At least a smile. Our distinguished guest, Deputy Minister, Honorable Nchacha, the Deputy Mayor, members of political parties present, Dr. Ben Pili, present. Also in our midst, we have the very Reverend Dr. Cyrus Nchozana, acknowledge you. In our midst, we also have senior chiefs, Kaomba. We acknowledge your presence, and members of the business community, we acknowledge your presence. Members of the press, we acknowledge your presence. And most of all, we welcome our VIP today, Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, together with his beloved father. You are welcome. How do we start this thing? If you follow social media, at around 3 hours ago, we were bombarded with messages that the prophet has arrived and he has stopped somewhere buying fresh mangoes. I began to get worried. I'm like, this is going to be a tough night for me. How will I break the ice to the people? Dr. Shepherd Bushiri is a man of people. He loves people and he loves fruits. So he couldn't pass by the sales points without stopping by and grabbing some before he comes here. So receive the apologies from SBI on our behalf. We are sorry, but he had to have some mangoes. He is coming from South Africa. There are no nice organic fruits like the ones we have in our beautiful country, Malawi. SBI, what is SBI? I think this is the first time where we are addressing the business community, distinguished guests and members of the press talking about SBI. SBI has a global network. When we say global, we mean global. South Africa. Here, of course, we are just introducing it. The United States of America, Dubai, UAE, South Sudan, Australia, South Korea, and India. What are we mostly involved in? SBI is involved in hospitality, beverages, oil and gas, private charter jets, mining and media and communication. To give you a story on why we are focusing on the media platform, Prophet Shepherd Bushiri believes in reaching out to people. He is first of all and foremost a prophet, a man of God, called by God, a born-again Christian. And to concur with this, we start with scripture, because we are nothing without the Bible. We are nothing without the scripture. Isaiah 52 verse 27 says, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings good news, publishes peace, brings good news of happiness, publishes salvation, who says to Zion, your God reigns." From this platform, from this foundation, Dr. Shepherd Bushiri desire to reach out to people started way back in 2013 when we had a prophetic channel. We were calling it prophetic channel then, by faith, but we're airing on MBC. We used to pay for content. Then later on, we opened through our partner in UK, ViewSat, attracting services, 15 to 25,000, that's physically, but our reach, prophetic channel, reaches to 40 million viewers worldwide. So we're talking about USA, Africa, Asia, and Europe as well. Passion for media and communication. When you study the life of Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, there's something interesting. He is the topmost influential personality on social media. This is according to Social Bakers. You can even Google it, from Malawi. He tops the list. I think he deserves an applause for that. Boasting a viewers reaching to almost 3.7 million. So you can see 3.7 million viewers. It's not a joke. It's something worth taking note as a man of his caliber. Further to that, as SBI, we said, no, we shouldn't just be a gospel route to reach out to people. So in 2016-17, through our SBI engine, we acquired Rainbow TV, which will start doing marvelous things in 2019. Now we haven't seen anything yet. But we're just here to introduce you, to tell you about this new exciting baby on the market. I know there are business people here. I'm also a marketer. Let's meet during cocktail. There's Rainbow TV. You can use our platform. You have seen the reach which the doctor reaches. It will take you to places which you have never imagined. Why did we call it rainbow? As South Africa, they say the rainbow nation, multicolored. So here we're also saying different backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, languages, political preferences. We are a general broadcaster, and we are here to work with you, everyone. We are here to work with you. But let me not bore you with so much that we are here to talk about SB Publishers. SB Publishers is a division of Shepherd Bushiri Investments. We launched it in 2015, and our first book was called The Pursuit of Titus, talking about sonship, talking about mentorship, how we as human beings, we need to learn from others. We need to learn from our mentors. It's useless, as the English say, reinventing the wheel. Why should we reinvent the wheel when the wheel is already there? Why should we try to do something new when someone has done it? It's better to do what the elders have done, and the best we can do is to perfect it. So that's why we came up with that book, The Pursuit of Titus, and it sold over 10,000 copies in less than 12 months. That deserves another one. SP Publishers, you can find us online. We know we are living in the technology age. SP Publishers, online.co.za. We are also there on Facebook. You can also like us. Like now, you're allowed to take your phone. You can go and like us. I'm a marketer, sorry. I need to market these books. We did the Do Business Until I Come. We did the How to Make Millions in Forex. We know this is the new phenomenal business on the market. Another interesting feature, which in our study in coming up with these books is we have to read what's there on the market. And it's interesting to know that the top countries which read books, which like to read, the reading culture, the country which tops is India. An average hours spent per person weekly is about 10.42 hours, India. The only African country which is in the top 20 is South Africa at number 14. Where is Malawi? Do we read books? I leave that for you to ponder. I know that in October, National Library Service had an initiative called Promoting the Reading Culture in Malawi, and they were distributing books in the street. It's like, so we also as SB publishers, we are trying to bring that reading culture back in us, but using the gospel first. When you like the gospel, you go to business, you go to finances, you go to communication, etc. But the message here is we as a nation, we are not a reading culture anymore. We spend most of our times on mobile phones and watching TV. They say knowledge is power. When you want to hide something from someone, hide it in a book. I think it's a sad reality for our country. But I think with SB Publishers, which soon will partner with some of the known establishments here, will try to revive that culture. And I think one day you will see our prophet who likes interacting with people, distributing books. I think that will be next year somewhere. We'll convince him. Maybe people will start reading. Let's talk about the Dr. Bushiri. Why people will say, why doctor? Why doctor? When did he go to school? What happened? You know, people always have questions. You see, he was conferred this honorary doctorate in USA just this year by the Canadian International Chaplaincy Association, SICA, and he's also appointed him as the Goodwill Ambassador of Charity. How? Examples. Prophet Shepherd Bushiri has given to nations. Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has given to nations. Malawi is a witness. For consecutive 3-4 years, he has distributed maize throughout the country, from the north to the south. He has built bridges. He has given to the schools. We have witnessed it. It's in the papers. It's all over. But it's not only Malawi. India, Nigeria. He has gone as far as giving to the prisons. He has gone everywhere, the children. And one interesting thing is last quarter, he adopted a school in South Africa under the Adopted School Initiative, where he was actually painting. He painted a lot, and I believed he strained his arm. But it was all for the glory of loving and having the passion for education, the passion for the young children, and this was on Mandela's 100th, during Mandela's 100th anniversary. What drives this humanitarian effort is a self-sponsored. When I mean self-sponsored, he does it by himself. Beacon of Hope program is the engine, the vehicle, which drives these initiatives. Let's talk about Mandela, who said, there can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, with those remarks, we'll talk more during the cocktail. We'll talk more during the interactions. We are SBI, and we are here to do business with you. On behalf of Dr. Shepherd Bushiri and Dr. Mary Bushiri, the Chief Officer, Operating Officer for SBI, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2019. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. That was Sean Longwe. Let's give him another big hand. Okay, thank you so much. I was actually so taken by his speech when he was talking about the reading culture, and I realized as a country we really are lagging behind in as far as reading is concerned. When I look at the library, the National Library in Blantyre, it's now more of just a stage than a national library. How many of us have been to the National Library just this year? May I see your hands? Those of us that honestly have been to the National Library this year, you could see absolutely no hand, no books from the National Library in support of it. Maybe we've read a number of books, but none from our National Library. So as a nation, maybe we could treasure the 6 books that we're launching tonight and have them stocked in our National Library so our children and of course ourselves can easily access those books. Okay, we're going to have a music performance by Bethel. Bethel, could you please come in front? We're going to have 2 songs from Bethel and then 1 song from Gregory. As Bethel is coming forward, I came across a quotation. It really inspired me. Whenever you read a good book, author unknown by the way, but whenever you read a good book, somewhere in the world, a door opens to allow in more light. I'll take it again. Whenever you read a good book, not just any other book, but a good book, somewhere in the world, a door opens to allow in more light. Another quotation, reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. So if you're into gym and every other body exercises, just know that you're leaving your mind behind if you're not reading a lot. So as much as you love your body, love your mind as well and read a lot. So Bethel will give us 2 tracks. After that, we have Gregory is going to give us 1 track. So a big hand for Bethel, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bethel Magocho. I'll be entertaining you with 2 songs. First of all, let me acknowledge the presence of Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, the author, the reason why we are all here, all important public figures in the society. I cannot mention your name by name, but I acknowledge your presence. Each and every guest that is here, I also acknowledge your presence. The first song that I will sing is titled Fascinated. It's my first single. If you want a copy, I have copies of the CD of the first single that I've released. I hope you enjoy the performance. Thank you.
me to the place I've never been. Take me to the place I've never been. Take me to the place I've never been. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life. Take me to the place I've never been. Take me to the place I've never been. Take me to the place I've never been. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life. 'Cause your life is everlasting and full of wonder. I find beauty in your secret place. 'Cause your life is everlasting and full of wonder. I find beauty in your secret place. So take me to the place I've never been. Take me to the place I've never been. Take me to the place I've never been. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. Fascinated with your life, with your life. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next song that I will perform is titled Jehovah Kana. Kana is a Greek word. It means jealousy. It's spelled Q-U-N-N-A-H.
When I say Jehovah Kana, it means Jehovah, God of jealousy. Kana is a Hebrew word which translated into English means jealousy or envious.
You can help me in dancing if you can.
God is jealous over his children and how he wants us to be fully committed only to him. Just as a husband is jealous of his wife, so is God overzealous and envious over everything that concerns his children.
What sort of jealousy? Worship no other God other than me. I want you seriously. Or to myself, no one else other than me. Sanje imapainu Mulungu watu ndiwa sanje Safuna I don't worship. You can't be split in half. Jealousy, eh? Jealousy, jealousy, eh? Jealousy, eh? He's the God of jealousy. Jealousy, eh? Samunamize chaotaiwe sanje imapa inu Mulungu watende wasanje safuna idol worship. You can't be split in half. Jealousy, yeah. Jealousy, jealousy, yeah. Jealousy, yeah. He's the God of jealousy. Jealousy, yeah. Jealousy, jealousy, yeah. Jealousy, yeah. He's the God of jealousy. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve two masters. Oh, Kanae, 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 Kanae. Oh, oh, oh. Jealousy, 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 jealousy. Jealousy, 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 he's the God of jealousy, 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 he's the God of jealousy. Kanae, Kanae, Kanae. He's the God of jealousy. Kanae, Kanae, Kanae. He's the God of jealousy. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much,
Ladies
Bethel.
and gentlemen,
We can give a second round of applause, please. Thank you. Just a reminder, distinguished invited guests, that tonight we are celebrating a very, very different Dr. Shepherd Bushiri. Many of us, we know him as a prophet, but tonight he is here as an author, and we should really appreciate the gifts given, invented upon him. A big hand to him, please. Thank you. Right now, let me invite Mr. Yanko Sewunda to give us a few poems, probably one or two. Yanko Sewunda on his way. A big hand to him, Mr. Yanko Sewunda.
Ladies and gentlemen, season greetings. A warm welcome to this SB Publishers book launch here in Blantyre. We trust that you will enjoy the experience tonight. We also would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can I have this up, please? This one? Okay. First and foremost, probably before I begin, I just wanted to say that it is quite an honor for me to be here to perform in front of you guys. Plus, I also do believe that the power of literature is that everyone experiences it differently, and there are no rules as to what makes great literature. Understanding literature shouldn't be about the elements of literature, but how well it relates to people's situations as well as circumstances. So I'm hoping that tonight I'm going to take you on a journey of an expression conversation as we begin poetry. Thank you. We will sanctify most of the beautiful places we'll go to with petals of our roses. It will be our way of saying, love lived here. Those who left less have more, and it will be flawless. We'll sleep on piles of cut grass under the coconut tree, waiting for a moment when nothing falls from the sky, nobody dies, while admiring nature as it strikes poses. I'll look at you and see the rest of my life in front of your eyes. You look at me and see golden happiness, a remedy to 1,000 goodbyes. At the touch of love, I bet each one of us will become a poet. I guess it's true what they say about birds of the same feathers, because we will be in solace. So I write all sorts of love poems. I write in prose and cones, flowers and thorns, in nights and dawns, in white shorts and those catapulted by drones. I will take you skydiving, and from the sky leave you alone. I'll leave your eyes shut so you wake up to me gone, because I ride on a network of sweet thoughts that gets you glued to our phone. I write about thunder and at times a storm. I write about love and trust, which when broken, just for tonight, I'll be gone. And you'll be alone. Thank you. So, one thing that I know about the Bible, in as much as I'm not necessarily a regular in regards to issues of going to church, is that it is such a very important tool in our lives. And most of the stories that have been included in the Bible, there was a wish that there would have been much more of a platform to include other stories. And such being the case, most of the stories weren't qualified the way they were supposed to. So this is my understanding of one of the stories from the Bible, but it is this particular poem rather, is written in Chichewa, and I'm hoping that you're going to love it. So this is my analysis of if the Bible had more space to write stories about issues, about stories of the Bible, one of the stories would have sounded like this one. Anaufumbula ulendo olawira monga achitira ogawa nsanja za olonda. Nkuteka anazipopera mafuta ochukuma ndi bafuta kuti omuyandikira azichita kaduka. Mbeta anazidusa iye zinalakalaka anakaziveka mphete kuti zimvetsa anzawo kuotcha. Anavala nkumeta za makono kamba amayenda mwa matukutuku. Amayankhula Chingerezi chathamo podusa yena kuti asembeza mbiri za ukatswiri wake pa chiyankhulo. Za ulendo wake anaziwa ndochepa kuopa kwa mlengi akamuthirira mulomo paja ambiri ino ndi anthu ankamwa. Pozindikira chikondi cha padziko anawabloka pa WhatsApp atumiki a Yehova pofuna Yehova asaone mayendedwe ache. Padoko bwato la ku Nineve analipeza koma anasankha kukwera lopita kwina. Anafuna kupikisana ndi mlengi pa machitidwe pozimva kukhala watsidya lina. Anakula mtima ngati mbuzi kuthamangira ku msewu galimoto likubwera ndi liwiro ngakhale ena khutu anamtsina. Amayesa zidayeti mpaka kumatenga timaselfi toyika pa FP hashtag lalero ife tikupita kwina. Nthumba atasungira kakhobiri kuti okafikako akagulire kadina. Ankaseka omwe chikhakhali bwato litanyamuka pa ulendo wacho osaziwa anadya mbewa ili ya wina. Koma ankangomuwerenga Yehova akutasa. Ankangomuseka Yehova pamene ulendo wake wakwina anawuyatsa. Panyanja nantumizira chinsomba kukamwa kuliyasa. Chomwe chinantrapa yona ukamushava pa doko la Nineve kuti tapsa. Anayiwala yona kuti Mulungu akutuma palibe kuthawa ngati mbava. Anayiwala yona kuti pansi pa thambo palibe kubisala kwa chauta potisi wawamba. Anayiwala yona kuti Yehova akaloza dzanja lake sili lakuitsa wawa. Ndipo tilichabe nkhosa timatsata uko kumwe mbusa kuti kusira nditsatsa. Thank you. And the last poem that I'm going to do this evening is an inspiration that I got from a very good friend of mine. Her name is Vanessa. As young people in this country, I have seen that we do lack a sense of identity. We fail to look within ourselves in relation to the things that we'd like to accomplish in life and the journey that we'd like to pursue. And we need such big people as inspiration figures in our lives to give us the necessary motivation to go a particular way. And having people like Dr. Bushiri coming through, giving us the right inspiration, I think that is a plus for a lot of young people. If you agree, I'd like you to give me a big hand. So I'm hoping that after this poem, you're going to discover within yourself your sense of identity. I know you can do this. We leave words apart from the truth, yes. Yet as you pick yourself up in pieces every lonely night, the reflection of a turbine that wraps your head from fears, cuts and bruises got you wishing your real name meant a mess. I know you can prove it. That the story of your innocence is salted and fouled, mixed with pictures and video clips that you haven't watched for a while. Yet as we speak, you refuse the files to hold memories of your past because you're scared the future will haunt you for the beautiful smiles in front of the cameras you faked. I know it's useless to hold you accountable for the mistakes you never made. You were conceived at a time when they were not ready to have you made, so they ended up together and compromised, you being the compromise. I wonder how you germinated knowing you are the mistake leading to their cohabitation and daily frustrations, but never should you ever mistakenly mistake that mistake to what you may perceive a mistaken identity within you. I know you know me that much that at times I think I lie by being me in front of you. That you trust your mirror more than your guts, though you don't like the reflection of you. That the man you owe your success to is the same guy who has made your mom cry for the past 25 years you have lived through. I know it sucks listening to her fake happiness through phone whenever she calls, and even though you're far from a place called home where warm palms brush her shoulder whenever it gets a little rough and when the weather can't keep her warm, I know your heart is never at home, though they say home is where the heart. I know we have been through this multiple times, that I'm thorough and just. I know how it feels when love lives but never lasts. I know of the words and the hands that gave them life. I know of a bird whose wings were chopped but can still fly. I know of a friend who condemns life and the atrocities you have been through, plus a little too much detail to what keeps you alive. I know you and around you just that much to tell a lie. I know you know nothing about the books that are going to be unveiled tonight. Mirrors don't lie. Thank you.
That's some talent right here. Let's give young Kosaunda a very big hand. A very big hand. That's the power of reading. That's the power of exposing our minds to books, and that's the power of maybe writing. And all in all, Yanko is talented. He's a good writer. He's a good reader. He can do a lot of things in his own right as a poet. So yeah, that was Yanko Sawunda. Shortly we'll have a panel discussion, but before that panel discussion, let's have a performance by the Nsambangoma dancers. It's a mouthful, trust me. Nsambangoma dancers. So Nsambangoma, give us one, and soon after that we're going to have a panel discussion. A big hand for the Nsambangoma dancers.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much, Sambagoma. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Zikomo kwambiri. Zikomo kwambiri. So kuvina kwa yandikiraso deputy ministers. Let's give them another round of applause. That's Sambagoma Cultural Troupe. Thank you very much. Shortly, we are going to have a panel discussion, and I'm going to invite Madame Fatima Siboi to come, and our panelists, please, can you come and join her? But I should announce here that the owners of vehicle registration number CK9772, can you please dash to your vehicle now? Vehicle registration number CK9772. Please dash to your vehicle. Thank you. A round of applause for Madame Fatima as she's coming to lead us into a panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SB Publishers Panel Discussion. My name is Fatima and I'll be your panel moderator for this evening. I must say it is truly an honor to be in Malawi, the warm heart of Africa, the country that has given us a prophet and the most remarkable author of our generation. On behalf of the panelists and myself, we would like to take this opportunity to say Zikomo Kwambiri, Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, for inviting us to be part of this glorious event. Our discussions tonight will be centered on copyright. We'll also look at what it takes to be a good reader and a writer. We'll also look at what Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has contributed in Malawi, in the prophetic ministry, in the business sector, and also as an author. Before we begin, can you please briefly introduce yourselves to the thousands of viewers that are watching at home and to the audience that are here tonight? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Makocho. I have been a teacher for over 35 years. I am still teaching. I've been teaching across the whole education landscape from primary, secondary, now I'm teaching at a university. Currently, I am a lecturer at the Malawi University of Science and Technology. My specific field of specialty is microbiology. I also do advanced genetics. In terms of research, I have ventured more into adolescent sexual and reproductive health. I've done a few publications in that area. Thank you.
Well, I am Mrs. Wanangwa Kalonga. I am a chartered accountant by profession. I am a fellow of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants based in the UK. I'm also a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Malawi, as well as a certified public accountant with the Malawi Accountants Board. I have deep and broad finance skills, and I've worked before as a finance manager, financial accountant, a lecturer at university, as well as a head of finance and administration. Thank you.
My name is Wiseman Trevor Poya, the Enlightened Christian Gathering ECG Malawi National Pastor. As well as the presiding resident pastor for Lilongwe ECG branch. I've been ministering in ECG for the past 5 years. Of course, before that, before I joined ministry full-time, I was working human resources and communication specialist. I worked in the NGO and also in government parastatal, but now full-time in ministry. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has published 33 books. These are spiritual books, leadership books, as well as business books. Books such as Do Business as I Come, Spiritual Battlefield, Tongues, amongst many others. I would like to ask Dr. Paul, as a lecturer, what makes a good writer? Thank you.
Thank you. I think let me start by saying words are very important. The way you choose words and the way you write, the style of writing, the way you communicate, and the way you target your audience, these are the critical things that matter in writing. If you can get these aspects of writing very well, then I would say that you are a good writer. Just perhaps to add, people out there, the readers or the would-be readers, what they want is an answer to the questions that they have. Now, obviously, nobody wants to be reading what they already know. What's the purpose of reading them? So if you're a good writer, you choose aspects which your readership will be interested to learn about. Just to give you an example, now that we're talking of our writer today, His Excellency Dr. Bushiri, I was reading, I had questions about the angels. I think from a young age, I was just asking questions. And I think I grew up and then I just said, well, that's it. But when I read the book about the angels of God, it was so clear to the point. And one thing I think is, you know, people are not going to spend a whole lifetime reading a book. When you look at the books that he has written, for example, the one that I have here, you can read this book even within a day and pick out the concepts and immediately start using them. And that is a craft of a good writer. Thank you.
Thank you. From experience, I have seen many readers often infringing on the copyright. I'd like to find out from you, a lady in the panelists, what are the rights or copyrights regarding books? Thank you.
All right. Well, before I tackle that question, let me just define copyright. I'm sure we have all been hearing about copyright and even copyright laws, but in a simple way, I would define copyright, because copyright, it is to do with the creators, people that are innovative, people that originate things, they create things. And the things that they create, definitely they have applied some intellectual knowledge towards it, which is given like intellectual property to them. So the question is, whenever there is copyright, why should someone be given these rights? For sure, if someone is innovative, someone is creative, has started something, like in this particular case, the way Dr. Bushiri has authored all these books, he has created this. And because of that, he needs to be given exclusive rights, or indeed entitled to that property. So now the question is, why should people not be rewarded for originating things? I'm sure you will agree with me that if you originate something, you need to be rewarded. For sure, you have to be rewarded. Because trust me, it's not easy to originate something or to author a book like the books that are going to be launched today. So now, because of that, and also because there is an interest to protect people that are creative in nature, then definitely there are also laws that are attached to it. And these laws, they're not only in Malawi, but even globally, like worldwide. There are laws that protect originators or creators or authors, or even people that produce music and everything, that's something like that. Because these people have to be protected, then definitely a law has to be enacted, and whoever infringes on these rights or on these laws, then definitely that person must be penalized. For example, in Malawi, we have a Malawi Copyright Act that was enacted in 2016. This act is there to protect these creators or these originators. So because we have this act, for example, in Malawi, once you infringe on those rights, and indeed once you copyright something, then definitely you'll be penalized. Most of the times, people may copyright something without even knowing that they're doing that. More especially because of the social media that we have these days. You find that, for example, these books, then you find that they're being circulated on WhatsApp groups, stuff like that. Some people may do it out of ignorance, but there are others that do it purposely. So because there are all these laws in place, once you are caught, then definitely you have to face the consequences. Because like in Malawi, the laws are there, they're enacted, and they can be enforced on you. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a popular saying by Pliny the Elder that states, home is where the heart is. So I would like to find out from you, how has Dr. Shepherd Bushiri impacted Malawi in the prophetic ministry, in the business sector, as well as an author? Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to begin to respond by tackling the prophetic dimension. It's true, there is a huge impact that Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has impacted on the Malawi nation. I will mention just a few of them. The number one is the salvation of souls. His ministry and his works in the nation of Malawi has impacted the nation so much because we've got thousands of people that have turned their lives to Jesus Christ because of his works. And we know that salvation of souls is the greatest miracle to happen to a person. Secondly, they've been healing and deliverance also of the people, not only of their physical bodies, but also their spiritual lives. There's been healing and deliverance. We have seen so many people receiving their miracles, breakthroughs, and what have you. That has been an impact on the nation. There is also another dimension whereby Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has impacted on the nation, which is the mindset transformation of the nation. The background of the nation has been that we had people that were dejected, people that felt, I cannot make it, I cannot do it. But through his teachings and preachings, Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has impacted the nation that now we have started believing in ourselves, believing that I can do it, I can make it, because of his teachings. There is also another dimension of the impact that he has done on the nation of Malawi, which is the growth of the prophetic ministry itself. Before Dr. Shepherd Bushiri as a prophet rose up in Malawi, the prophetic ministry in Malawi was there, but not proliferated. But when we saw Dr. Bushiri as a prophet rising up, we have seen in Malawi the proliferation now of the prophetic ministry. He has helped to groom and mentor many people in ministry now that are in the prophetic ministry. So those are some of the things which Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has impacted on the nation of Malawi. Thank you.
Well, just to add on from the business perspective now, there's a lot that has happened, definitely from the mindset, mentality as well. It is to do with a vision, because we have been reading the Bible, and there's a scripture that says we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. But now, with this inspiration to so many people, we are able to take this word, we are able to take it, and we know that it will be able to operationalize in our lives, because for sure we have increased our goalpost. We are able to increase even the vision. Most of the times, like, people have been thinking of doing like small businesses, but we have actually graduated from that. We're even thinking of going global, because probably previously we only think that, okay, you can only do business in Malawi, but not anymore. You know that even the markets, globally, the markets are also there. Thank you.
Let me just add a slightly different dimension, again, bordering on the same business aspect. I want the audience just to understand that Dr. Bushiri is an investor. And if you look around, you find that there are a number of investments that are growing up within Malawi. I'm not talking of outside Malawi, but I'm talking about within. And in terms of unemployment statistics, definitely there's a noticeable footprint there. I would want to recall an incident where he had to fly all the way from the south to address a group of young would-be entrepreneurs. It was at Robbins Park. And I went there Not because I was young, but because I simply wanted to benefit. And one of the questions that I had when I was going into that meeting, I was saying, well, how is a prophet going to address the issue of saying, if you want to do business, then you need to have a bank loan, take a bank loan? And then he surprised me, and I think he surprised the youth as well. He said, you know, you can do business and you can start a business without a capital. And I remember that day, one example that he cited was an issue to do with sand mining. He said, if you look around, there's a lot of construction that is taking place. And without you having to get some capital, if you can only estimate how much it would cost to sell your sand, then you craft in the labor, you craft in the buying of the sand, and you promise somebody to say, I'll be supplying sand, on the understanding that, of course, if I supply, you pay me immediately. You can do the business without any capital. And I said, wow, this is something. So now this was being spoken to young people. And I think for the young people, in terms of business, there's a lot that they can tap from His Excellency Dr. Bushiri. Thank you.
Thank you. I can see that in front of you, you have books. May you please share with us the feedback from reading the books? Thank you.
The one that I have here is one of his newest books, one of the best-selling newest books. And as you can see, like I said, it resonates very well with what I said earlier on, to say that nobody has all the time in the world to spend time reading books. I think there are so many books that are flying around, and if you look at the size of that one, immediately catches your attention, say, no, I can read this and grasp the ideas as soon as possible and put them into practice. This book is titled The Crafts of Effective Public Speaking. I wish I had known, I had gone through this much earlier. I would practice some of these things. But when you go through this one, he takes you through how best you can capture your audience, your listeners, you know, the effective way of getting across your ideas to your listeners. And he is, as you go through, addressing 4 crafts. You know, the crafts, the tricks of the trade. How do you get your ideas to the people, capture their attention and listen? You know, he talks about the God confidence. You know, he talks about the use of non-verbal cues. I hope I'm using some today. You know, he talks about, you know, connecting with the audience. And you all find that in here. In a nutshell, if you are out there, and one, just before I finish, I want to suggest to the audience that this book is not for preachers only. It covers a whole landscape, every environment, business, teaching, you know, church. It's broad. And so when you get it, the skills that you get here will cover every area that would feature into if you want to address the public. Thank you. So that's what I can say about this book. Thank you.
All right. As for me, the book that I've been reviewing is called Mysteries Surrounding Your Money. Mysteries Surrounding Your Money. It's a book of interest. When you go through it, you begin to understand that money, much as it is a commodity, but it is also a spirit. There is a spirit that is also attached to money, and even money has got its own attributes. Because many are the people that most of the times when they have money, they don't really understand that, because they'll be complaining that I had, for example, 100,000, but at the end of the day, they may not understand how they had spent their money. They even start asking themselves questions. They may even think that probably someone has stolen the money from them. They may even accuse people that are innocent. They'll do that because they do not know that there is a spirit, and it is called mammon spirit. I will not say much about mammon spirit. If you want to know more about mammon spirit, this is the book that I will encourage you to buy. And not only that, you will learn that money is a defense mechanism. It is a defense mechanism. Just come to think of that. It's a defense mechanism. And also because you have money, you also learn to know exactly how to use your money. And I just want to quote something. I will quote it because it is of much interest to me, that I quoted from the book. It says, money without a purpose is money that individuals use to satisfy their selfish desires. End of quote. Just from that quotation, I believe you agree with me that for you to have money, you need to have a very clear purpose. Even if you're asking God, you're praying for a financial breakthrough or whatever, if you don't have good purpose towards your money, then forget about getting an answer from God. So if you want to understand money, how should you utilize your money? What sort of investments should you venture into? How do you use your money? Do you use it for your selfish gains? Or do you use it to support the kingdom of God? Or do you want God to give you money because you want to bless people? Then this is the right book for you. Thank you.
Well, I'm doing a review of one of his books, The Prophetic Gates. In this book, you begin to learn and understand that in the scripture, the gates, as Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has wrote, are not just the gates we see in the physical, but these are processes, and these are some steps and procedures which we practice in the Christian walk. You begin to understand when you read the book that when we get born again, we begin a journey. And on this journey, there are processes which are being hidden by the word gates. However, as you read scripture, you begin to understand that when you undertake these processes, you graduate to other stages. You also understand from the book that actually the Holy Spirit is the one that reveals us dimensions of revelations that take us to other levels in life. Because to succeed as a Christian, we have to be improving our walk, and the prophetic gates is one of the things that happen unto us. You also begin to understand that the first gate itself is Jesus himself, because the scripture says he is the door for the sheep. He said it himself that I am the door for the sheep. So the first gate itself is Jesus, and once you get Jesus in your life, there are other gates that are there that we pass through. In the book, he describes 10 gates that he has wrote in the book, which will help us in our spiritual walk to reach maturity. So in a nutshell, that's what is in the prophetic gates. It's a very good book, especially for us Christians, and especially the ministers of the gospel, or them that are aspiring to be ministers of the gospel, that we understand the prophetic gates. Thank you.
Thank you. We have come to an end of our panel discussion. Today we have learned that not only we should encourage the culture of reading, but we should take it a step further by also encouraging the culture of writing books. Dr. Shepherd Bushiri is surely playing a huge role in that sense, where he is flying the flag high for Malawi, for Africa, and the world to impact the culture of reading. Once again, thank you. May we give our panelists a round of applause as they leave the stage.
May we have the band just play for a few seconds as we set up the stage, just for 30 seconds. May we have the band give us a piece, please? The band give us a piece for about 30 seconds, and then we'll resume from there. The band, please, 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, season greetings. A warm welcome to this SB Publishers book launch here in Blantyre. We trust that you will enjoy the experience tonight. We also would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just as a reminder, the books that we're launching tonight, 6 of them will be found in Maneno Bookshop, that's in Lilongwe, and then Grey Matter in Blantyre. So Grey Matter and Maneno Bookshops in Lilongwe and Blantyre, and efforts are underway to have the books accessible in all parts of the country. But in the meantime, Maneno Bookshops and Grey Matter will have the books. Please make it a point, as the panelists told us, there are really nice contents in the books. Make it a point to have 1 or 2 or all of them if you can afford to have all of them. But please make it a point to read and develop the reading culture. It's really important. It's food for the mind. So Maneno Bookshop and Grey Matter will have the books soon after the launch tonight.
Thank you very much. And distinguished guests, we have a very huge surprise for you tonight, because we have Dr. Shepherd Bushiri's teacher amidst us. So I would like to invite him to come, so he has to explain what kind of a person Dr. Bushiri has been during his school days. Aphunzitsi manja mwawo mamphamvu pamene akubwera kutsogolo kuno.
It's really an honor to have Apunzitaka, Dr. Bushiri. I'm sure some of us Apunzatu, no matter what we do in life, sangalole kubwera now nitsazokoma kwambiri. They cannot allow at any point to come here. But Dr. Bushiri's teacher is here with us. Thank you so much. He is Mr. Louis Ngwira. A big hand for Mr. Ngwira, please.
First and foremost, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I was once the headmaster of Shepherd Bushiri when he was in Form 1 at Moyale. Shepherd Bushiri was a smart boy, very smart. And always when he is moving, he had to have Gideon's Bible on here. Now, how we noted him that this boy is a boy of wonders. There was a time when we had an assembly. Assembly, you know the Form 4s. The Form 4s, usually, they behave in such a way that they look down upon the Form 1s. Now, when it was time for him to preach, at that time when he was in Form 2, he came forward and he took his Bible from that pocket and read. And when he preached, nobody could make any noise, even those Form 4s. We as teachers, when we went to the staff room, we said, what type of a boy is this one? How can he silence a Form 4 chap like that? So, from that time, there was a time when I wanted to shape his education. By that time, he was not taking a subject, he was outside. Then students who were not taking subjects together with him, together with the students from the open school, were behind the blocks. So he started preaching. Very far from there. Now, when he was preaching, the Spirit, the Holy Spirit entered into those students, and they started crying. Some were falling down and whatsoever. Now, when they came to my office, the teacher came to my office, because by that time, they wanted to, the teachers were teaching, and it was a time when everybody was busy teaching. So they came to report to me that Shepherd Bushiri is behind there preaching, and can you please assist us? I went there, I found him. When I found him, I said, if you finish, come to my office. Now, Shepherd Bushiri, as a young boy, he came to my office shivering what the master would do for me. And when he came, I said, what you have done is wrong. Now, nobody else could have given a punishment to such a student. It was me who took Shepherd Bushiri to somewhere to give him a punishment. And as a young boy, I said, can you dig a rubbish pit here? When he dug a rubbish pit, then he finished. He said, sir, I have finished. I said, can you kwirira? Now, I was doing all those things. The devil was in me. I didn't know that this one is a son of God. I didn't know. Then after that, we had to, at school we have so many clubs. Shepherd Bushiri was one of the chairmen of SCOM, and he terrorized Muzuzu City with SCOM. And I still remember he was given something because of handling of students. His background of Shepherd Bushiri, ladies and gentlemen, some people might not know his beginning. We know his beginning ourselves. They talk this, and we say, what is this? They should ask us what actually happened. He was a neat boy, very neat, very neat. And I'm very proud that I have produced a student who has terrorized the whole world. Thank you, sir.
Isn't this so lovely? Can you give them a big hand, please? Wow. Wow is all I can say. Wow. To have your headmaster say all good things about you, Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, you are such a blessing to a lot of people. I'm sure my headmaster would have one word to say. He would just say, God is faithful. When he looks at me, he just says, God is faithful. He never thought I would amount to anything myself. Because every time there was a strike or bad things happening, he would just ask, Panali Shikondindindan. Because I was there every time championing bad things. But for Dr. Bushiri, he was there doing all good things. Give him a big hand, please. A blessing since his childhood. Thank you so much, Mr. Ngwira, for being here tonight. And thank you for the inspiration that you've shared with us. I'm sure a lot of us never knew the background of Dr. Bushiri. We just heard it in rumors, maybe. But we have actually heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, that he was there being a blessing right from his childhood.
Well, I can't add more apart from the word terrorizing. Thank you. Chikondo was talking about the books. Currently, they are available at Grey Matter. Okay, Grey Matter in Blantyre. They're in shop number 5B. That's at Chichiri Shopping Mall. Shop number 5B. Just get in there and ask. In Lilongwe, they're in shop number GF28B. Shop number GF28B. That's Lilongwe City Mall. And also at Game. We can just visit and grab these books currently being launched here in Malawi at Victoria Gardens. Otherwise, we have to mention here once again that the event is live on Rainbow Television, and also our colleagues Angaliba FM, they are also broadcasting live. At this point, let me now invite Madame Melody Zingai to come and give us some remarks. Madame, please.
A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, to our Deputy Minister, welcome, and to all our distinguished guests. I would like to say welcome to the Shepherd Bushiri Publishers book launch 2018 that is taking place here in Malawi. A round of applause. I would like you just to look to the person towards your left and smile at them, because it seems everybody here needs a little light. Just smile at them and tell them you look very beautiful tonight, and tell them that it's wonderful to have them here for this launch. If that one is not smiling at you, you can look towards the other side and smile at the other one. Now allow me to take this opportunity to also honor in absentia my beautiful mentor, Dr. Mary Bushiri, who is currently watching us right now. Clap your hands for Dr. Mary Bushiri in absentia. Let me tell you something. They always say that behind every great man, there's a great woman. But behind every Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, there is definitely a Dr. Mary Bushiri, making sure things are happening in this man's life. So clap your hands a little bit better for a woman who is making a stand for women out there in the world. Now I will start my address by introducing myself. My name is Melody Zengai, and I am the Commissioning Director for Shepherd Bushiri Publishers International, the best publishing company that I have come across in all my very long years of life. And it's an honor to be able to work for a man such as Dr. Shepherd Bushiri. And the question that I often get from people is, how does it feel working for Dr. Shepherd Bushiri as one of his people who are working on the ground to make sure that his books are out there in the world? And let me tell you something, it is a very easy job, because every time when he brings a book, we hardly do anything to it. It's as if he's a writer, he's an author, he's an editor, all in one. But let me tell you something, the most scariest part of it is that every time we hear that Dr. Shepherd Bushiri is traveling to America, we know he's bringing us a book. If he's going to China, we know he's bringing us yet another book. If he's going to Zambia, you name it, he brings us another book, because he uses his travel time to be able to put into writing the revelations that he has, whether it's pertaining to spiritual knowledge or even financial knowledge or even knowledge concerning business things. So who is Shepherd Bushiri as a boss? He's a great boss. He teaches us a lot, and I'm so glad that we've come to a moment in his life where he has dedicated his time to put into writing all the years that he has spent moving with God, moving with presidents, moving with people such as you and I into writing so that he can change lives. So clap your hands for Dr. Shepherd Bushiri. I am here not to say much, but just to welcome the man that we have all gathered here to meet. Somebody asked me and they said, it's usually written that leaders are readers. Why is it that Dr. Shepherd Bushiri has turned it around and he's saying readers are leaders? And I explained to this person and I said, not every leader is a reader, but every reader has in them embedded a potential to be able to lead. So if you are a reader, then you are not at the mercy of a man with a title. If you are a reader, then you can stand before crowds today and you can address presidents, you can address leaders, because a man with knowledge is a powerful man. And that is why Dr. Shepherd Bushiri is bringing one message to you and I today, and that is, if you are a reader, or if you make the decision to become a reader today, you can be a leader of tomorrow. So can I have a standing ovation as I welcome to the podium Dr. an author, a leader, a man who is transforming lives, a businessman, Dr. Shepherd Bushiri. Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands as he comes to the podium.
Thank you so much. We may have our seats. First and foremost, I'd like to greet you all. And allow me also to offer some few salutations. In our midst, we have the Deputy Minister of Homeland Security, Honorable Mchacha. I think this microphone is okay. I prefer this one. Thank you. I was busy all this time around studying all the microphones, and I think that one was giving some problems. All right. Let me honor the Deputy Minister of Homeland Security, Honorable Mchacha. Thank you so much for being here tonight. His Worship, the Deputy Mayor of Blantyre City, Mr. Joseph Makwinja, with us. We have the Emeritus Reverend of Blantyre Synod, Dr. Silas, in our midst. Dr. Silas Nkozana, but he has left for an emergency. He is having a small problem, but he was with us here. This is one of the great leaders in this country, and who has also produced so many leaders. Mr. Mangondo from National Library Services in Malawi with us. The President of Book Publishers Association of Malawi, BPAM, Maureen Masamba. Mr. Alfred Msadala, the President of Malawi PEN. Dr. James Ngombe, President of Jahango Publishers. Andrew Chisamba, Krem Mabuku. Chief Executive Officers from the media. With us have also seen Mr. George Kasakula from Tams Group, Mr. Emmanuel from Zodiac. Also, we have Mr. Jimmy Koveja is in Mpaso, but he has also left to attend an emergency. Luciano from National Publishers Limited and Dr. Roderick Mlonya from Angaliba TV with us tonight. The Deputy President of Employers Association of Malawi, ECAM, Mr. Bakson Kayuni, with us tonight. Madam Linus Mkungula, Executive Director of Bankers Association of Malawi. Distinguished members of civil society organizations, leaders of various political parties here available. Leaders of various political parties here available. I've seen Mr. Benny Pili from DPP with us tonight. Dr. Salanke from People's Party. You see, these are the days of campaign. You know, it is only such meetings that can bring all political parties together. But otherwise, after this meeting, they'll not be together. All right, I also recognize individuals such as Mr. Bright Malopa, Mr. Daniel Dunga, Mr. Manuel Mlele, and the lawyer Edgar Kachele. I also recognize the presence of senior officials from the banks such as NBS, National Bank, FDH, and EcoBank. Traditional leaders here available. I've seen Senior Chief Kaomba, all the way from Kasungu. This man has been supporting our ministry, what we do from long time ago. May God bless you for such a gesture. I've also seen students from various schools and colleges. Also, I have seen my former secondary school headmaster, who I think it's early this year or 2 years ago when I was preaching in Pretoria, I said the Bible says you should forgive, say one another. I said, but there's one man I've not forgiven. I said, this man, he made me to dig a pit latrine. After digging, he said, cover it back with a saw. And trust you me, and I said that man was my former headmaster. You know, I received the punishment for preaching, and I didn't know why he made me to have that punishment. And, you know, it was the time during the break time, and there was a lesson which I wasn't taking. So we're outside waiting for the class that was commencing, to finish commencing, and for me to go in to have my lessons. And I was just staying, and I thought of preaching to students. And that was a crime, I'm telling you. And one thing he didn't tell you, I don't know now, but that time he was a soldier. Moyale Sunday School is a school which we have got soldiers who are teachers. And he was in uniform. And when they call you at Moyale, when they say, yeah, Shepherd, come here. In their uniform with their ballet and all these things, you know, when they put their belt up here, and you know that this can lead to a slap or something else. And I went in his office, you know, as he said, shaking. And he said, you are getting a punishment for this. Unfortunately, the place he gave me to dig the pit latrine, it was on a rocky place. He said, you must dig when you enter, when you raise up your hands. I don't want to see your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, spending time digging the pit latrine and missing classes and spending an hour or a few minutes preaching, what is better? I think the preaching was more better than... All right, and surprisingly, at school I was all the terms, I was all the terms position number 1. You know, I was a hard worker at school. I was very good in all subjects, apart from the international problem, mathematics. Not like a really problem, but it was a big problem for me. And I would like also to acknowledge the presence of my biological father today, Mr. Bushiri, who is here tonight. Allow me to make him stand and just wave the audience. Just wave the audience. Just stand up and wave the audience. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. This man, I have brought him here for a purpose. He has come all the way from the north. He is Mr. Bushiri from Nsheu. And I have so many people who think Bushiris are from the north. Bushiris are not from the north, but my mother is from the north. But he is from Nsheu, we are from Nsheu. He is from the north because of, he used to work for Malawi Young Pioneers, and he was posted to the north where he found my mother. And after Malawi Operation Bwezani, he decided for us to settle there. So it's our home by default. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why I brought him here tonight, this is not a crusade. We completely told our members it's not a crusade. If I was coming here for prayers, trust you me, all these glasses of zinc would be out. People pushing and breaking all these windows. But this is a corporate event, and there was a lot of restrictions. We needed actually lesser number than the number we're having right now. But the reason why I brought him over here is because he played a very big role in my life since I was 10 years. He used to teach me so much English. My father's an Englishman. His best friend in those days when he was young was Honorable Dausi, Nicholas Dausi. They were best friends. They did so many youthful things together in their young age. And as you know, Nicholas Dawusi, he can speak good English. And my father is the same way. When he's speaking English, you can hear nothing. I think they were doing it together when they were growing as friends with Nicholas Dawusi. They used to do those things together. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Bushiri, my biological father, you played a very big role. I remember the whole night, you know, in Malawi, in those days, it was so difficult for a young boy to know how to speak English and to write. But trust you me here, you can ask people from the north in those days. I and my brothers, we had a comedy which we used to play on during our educational days. And we were winning position 1 all the times. And you know, our comedy could take about an hour, just speaking English and discussing with my brother. 1 hour. And we were so young by that time. And at education day, during education day, all activities, they were given 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, they would take a microphone, yeo, 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 fumani, yeo. But when I'm performing with my brothers, you know, when I'm performing, when I was just 11 years at that time, when I'm performing with my brothers, they would give us, we'll finish 1 hour without yeo, yeo. And after finishing 1 hour, they say, then we'll do again for the second time. Then we do again for the second time. So he made me to love so much English, and he was teaching me so much words of English. This word means this, this word means that, this word means that. And trust you me, he was a wonderful, great teacher into my life. Also in absentia, allow me to recognize my wife, who is in South Africa doing some endeavors. She is not here today because of our many busy things we do. She has been a wonderful woman who has supported me more, especially when I'm writing these books. The ambition of writing books did not start now. I remember one time I joined the competition of writing letters. I think some of you understand, or you remember about, I don't know now, in those days there were competitions at post office of writing letters. And I remember meeting my father saying I'm writing a letter, and he discouraged me, but privately I wrote the letter. They needed so many words, and I wrote the letter, and it was a long, long, long letter. When I was so young, and I love writing because it is the only way where an expression is made. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, allow me also to make these few words before I make my speech. I am a prophet, and I'm not ashamed of that. You know, I have received so many names for that purpose and for that cause. As my former headmaster did mention, to say it is because people, they may not know my background. But my background, since I was very young, has been the Bible, preaching, and nothing else. And as he said, that he was, as the headmaster said, that I was very smart. And true to his word, I've been smart since I was young. The smart he was talking about, he said smart and neat. You see, there are 2 words that he used. Neat is to do with dressing code, you know, but smart, it is how to think here, upstairs. I remember a certain time I was given 3 positions. I was the head boy. I was also having a position as the librarian at the school. I was in charge of all the books at the school. So you can actually see that they knew I loved reading books and taking care of books. When you go into my house, the first thing you're going to find books. On my table, books. In my room, books. I love reading, in short. As he said, that from a long time ago, I was preaching the word. I heard somebody saying, these prophets, they just started now because they're looking for money. They just started preaching now, but they don't know our history. They don't know. They just see the glory, but they don't know the story. They don't know the same word prophet which we're having today, that we receive the punishment of digging a pit latrine. Not only that, you see, not only that, there was a certain time again at some school, I received so many punishments for preaching. And that's my background. So I am a prophet first, before anything else. I am not ashamed to tell the world that I received Christ as my Lord and my personal Savior. And that, to me, is the greatest miracle of who I am. Secondly, I'd like also to say to you that I'm a businessman. Businessman in the essence that from a long time ago, I ventured in so many businesses. And luckily, I am a business developer. I developed business from scratch into something huge. And none of my businesses I ever developed went into water. God has given me a special grace of developing a business from nothing into a multi-million-dollar business. And I really did one. As I'm speaking to you today, I'm into various businesses. I'm into oil, I'm into mining, into gold, and I'm eyeing a bank here in Malawi. Probably next year I'll be one of a bank owner in this country. Also, here in Malawi, somebody asked me a question, why don't you invest in Malawi? And this is a question I get from various people. Why don't you invest in Malawi? You see, it's because we don't announce what we have done in this country, but we have got plenty of investments in the country worth millions of dollars and worth billions of kwachas. It's only that we don't stand on the mountain and speak about them. I remember one time a journalist was asking me a question. He said to me, why is it that all the times the things you have you post on internet? I said, like what? He said, a car. You see, I said, a car, and asked him a question. We are speaking in this hotel. Do you know the owner? He said, no. I said, okay, when you know the owner, you will know that we don't announce things that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, as SBI Malawi, we will be launching officially SBI Malawi next year when we have finished some of the projects we are embarking on in Malawi. But we have already the presence here in Malawi in real estate. We have the presence already in Malawi in tourism, hotels. We already have the presence here in Malawi in the other aspects, as Mr. Sean Longo did mention, that we also have a television called Rainbow TV. But tonight, apart from the prophet I've introduced to you, which some of you know, the businessman, which some of you also may know, but there is one part which some of you may not know, the author. So we have gathered here tonight, more especially on that basis of being an author. Wow, the question would be, since when? All right, at the same time, why are you doing this launch in Malawi? I've got the media houses over there, they may have this question. We are not here in Malawi purposely for commercial, thinking we will make money out of this event. But this is a patriotic spirit, the love of my country that I have, that has brought me to Malawi to launch these books. Malawi has no many leaders. Malawi has no many readers of books who read books compared to other countries like America, India. We made our research. Malawi actually is not on the top 100. It's not there. We made our research. I was supposed to be in America now doing the launch. I was supposed to be in India now doing the launch. But coming to this country is the love I have for Malawi. And wherever I go, I love to announce who I am as a Malawian. And luckily, our leader in this country, Peter Mutharika, His Excellency, has all the time spoken about how we Malawians must love our country. And one thing I've always prayed to God is to see a Malawian holding a flag wherever he goes. I admire Zambians. I admire Zambians. I admire South Africans. I admire all other countries. You know, in South Africa, I've got a program called International Visitors, where people come every 2 weeks. We have got thousands of people who come for prayers in South Africa. Guess what? We have thousands of Malawians who are coming to South Africa to see me for prayers. But guess what? None holds a flag of Malawi. The rest of other countries, when they're coming, they wave their flags like this. I'm even ashamed to ask a question to say, where are Malawians? But they only wave their hands like this. And so it's so pathetic. And I think as a country, let us come up. Let us show love to our nation. Let us have flags. Let us show love. If there's a tragedy in America, when important people have died or somebody has died, you see Americans, you know, holding their flags, loving their country. But when we see, we had our beloved brothers in Congo who died during the operation under United Nations. When some people rushed on the road to pay honor as they were passing on the vehicles, we had flags in their hands. But you see other countries who also had the same tragedy. When the deceased were passing on the road on the vehicles, they had the flags waving of their country, because they were giving them respect that, you see, you went to represent us. But as Malawi, we are yet to develop that love for our country. And we can start that, and then the rest will copy from us. And I really wish we had a flag. Sometimes we are even scared of holding a flag of Malawi, thinking to say, they were thinking maybe I'm doing a political ladder or something else. But let us develop the love for our country. As love our country, this is our nation. We have no other country apart from our beloved Malawi. So this is the reason why I'm here tonight. From that perspective, I love my nation, I love my country. And seeing you here, all of you gathering here, shows also that you love me as a Malawian, and you love what I'm doing. You are supporting what I'm doing. You see, it would be a shame to come here and not to see Dr. Ben Pili, the rest of, the distinguished guests here, including yourself, not coming to attend, but you have come here to show that we love Malawi, a fellow Malawian. He's our boy, he's our young brother, he's our son, all the soul. We love him and we are supporting him. And let me say also thank you so much for that support. Now, to speak in a few words, I'd like also to mention this on the books that I've written. Behind most leaders, there are books. You cannot be an author and not have the honor. And you cannot be an author without defeating, or let me say this, the secret of living in immortality and defeating death is in the hands of an author. An author may die today, but what he wrote in his books will live forever. The biggest secret of longevity, it is in the hands of an author. We have so many books today we are reading, yet the authors of those books are not with us. But we still read them, we still chat with them through their knowledge, through their books. I have come to realize the lack of information has made so many people to make mistakes. I normally call it brings what I call information analysis paralysis. Most people have got information that is paralyzed, and then they analyze because they lack information. The acquisition of information in the faculties of our medulla oblongata gives the knowledge that one person cannot run away from. Today, I have brought these books, the prophetic codes. This is one of my best books, one of my best-selling books that I have written. In this book, I've written codes that helps a believer to communicate with God, to speak with God. And there is this book called Mysteries Surrounding Your Money. There are so many mysteries surrounding your money. And I've also vividly centered on purposes of money. And I've also mentioned about the dangers of the love of money. And also how you can make money your slave rather being a slave of money. I've given examples in this book that some people cannot live without money. But some of us, money cannot live without us. Oh, I think you didn't hear what I just said. Some people cannot live without money. Some people cannot make it without money. But some of us, money cannot make it without us. We chose never to be slaves of money, but to make money be our slave. We don't look for money. Money is busy looking for us. And how do we do that? It is in this book, Mysteries Surrounding Your Money. First, money is a spirit. You need to understand that. That's what the Bible says. You cannot worship mammon and worship God. In other words, you can't worship money. So to other people, money has become their God. They are worshiping money. All they think is money. All they do is money. Yet money is one of the things that comes from God's creation. Gold, silver, the paper which you see comes from a tree created by God. And God said, let us create a man in our image and let him have authority over the trees, the paper, everything. Man is supposed to obey you, not you obeying money. So I have written things in this book that will really show you secrets surrounding your money. As the panelists said before, that some people wonder why they have got money and how their money finishes without accomplishing things. For a good example, there was one man I asked in a Lilongwe. I said, how much do you have? He said, I've got 1 million kwacha. I said, give me to invest it. And I want to give, just last year, I said, give me. He said he has been investing and he is making nothing. I said, give me, let him invest it. So I took that money under his supervision. I called some few people and told those people to buy pigs. And when they bought the pigs, I said, keep these pigs. You see, and after 8 months, he had a lot of pigs from the 1 million. And I said, okay, now we're going to sell these pigs for you. And the man ended up having 10 million within a year from his 1 million. And I told him again, I said, now invest this money in this way, in this way, in that way. Trust me, as I'm speaking to you now, he has got a Prado, he's building a house. Now, he has his eyes opened. And he asked me, but how do you do this? And I told him, there are mysteries surrounding your money. Get this book. You'll find so many secrets. I've also written this book entitled Sleeping Near the Ark. This book, Sleeping Near the Ark, there are so many opportunities that God has given you, and that most people are sleeping near those big opportunities. How do you unveil that? Is when you understand how never to sleep near the ark. So get this book. It will unveil so many powerful potentials that you have. Some of those opportunities are people. Some of those opportunities are great men of substance that God has given you next to you that will really change you. And some of those opportunities could be your ideas. So get this book. It will change you completely. And as I said, the panelists have also this book called prophetic gates. This is a spiritual book that narrates about your walk with Christ. It is a circle of spiritual life, starting from point A. Most Christians, they just go to church and come back. And some, when they received Christ, that was enough. But we don't know. The Bible says, I stand at the door and knock. If you open the door, I will come in. The only key we have for Jesus is the key of our hearts for salvation. But the rest of the gates, he has the keys to open. Then we must go through those gates. There are wonderful gates. There are 10 gates that you must follow. Your life never be the same again. So find this book also for your spiritual life and growth. Not only that, I have also this book called The Names of God. In this book, I have written some of the names of God. God has got 364 names. But we can't write all those names. But I have tried to write some important names here because God is known by his name. Sometimes when a financial problem, God is not called God in Israel. The English world gave him the name God. Malawi, we gave him the name Mulungu. But we don't even know the meaning of Mulungu. If you say Mulungu in South Africa, it's a white man. I'm telling you, 90% of African countries, they call God, they call a white man Mulungu. So I think us also here, when we saw white men coming in old age, they go Mulungu to you. Then we gave him a special respect and we call God Mulungu. But his real names are not what we call him. God has got names. He's Jehovah Jireh, which we all know. But apart from those names, there are names in this book that I've written that I want you also just to find. Like, for example, Jehovah Ra. What does the word Jehovah Ra mean? Because you don't call God using another name which he does not use to intervene on a particular situation. Every situation has got its own name you call him for. In Israel, when they're losing the battle, they were not just calling him Yahweh, but they had a name to call him for him to fight. When they are looking for a child, they didn't just say God. No, there is a name, a real name of God. They called him in the Bible for that. So in this book, I have written a lot of that. Jehovah Kadosh, which means, to whom then would you liken me, or shall I be equal with? You can't compare God with anything, which is Kadosh. So in this book, I have written all names. If we have got politicians here, all of you want to win elections, right? And all of you are praying, right, for the same post, right? Same position. And God is hearing, all right? DPP is praying, PP is praying, MCP is praying. All of them, they want the same position. But the one who must take that position is he who must pray in the will of God. So in this book, I have written, the Bible says God hears the prayer which is made according to the will of God. Not just a prayer. Same way you are in office. You have got, everybody want to be a CEO or whatever it is, or a certain position in the office. Every person in the same bank is praying for the same post. And some of you are looking for jobs. But you must know there's somebody in Mulanje fasting for the same post. You are same God. You are also praying same God for the same post. And God is confused. Who must I answer? The one who called God on his right name for the right prayer request will catch the attention of God. So in this book, find this book. It will change your life. I have also written this book, Crafts of Effective Public Speaking. Trust you me, I am not saying this just to say it, but I've learned one thing. In Malawi, if you will not appreciate yourself, no one will appreciate you. So let me appreciate myself first. I'm a good public speaker. I have learned one thing in Malawi. You see, everybody waits for your downfall. If I can give you some exercise to do tomorrow, all right? Post something on your Facebook, on your Instagram, just to say, wow, God has done it again in my life. You will not have any like. Then, after 1 hour, go back on your post, take a picture of you pretending to cry. You're going to have 4,000 likes. Now, you'll be wondering, are they liking my tears or they're liking? And you'll be having calls. What has happened to you? Everybody will be calling you. They want to hear your bad news. So in Malawi, we have this mentality of trying to hear bad news more than hearing the good news. And that's a very bad mentality. It's like everybody is waiting for your downfall. Everybody is waiting for a bad story. You do good things, no one is interested. All they're interested is when will they lie about this person. And I think that is a bad mentality. I think that is really, really a bad mentality. You see, let me just make this simple speech. I'm not a politician, and I don't follow politics, right? But I'm a Malawian with all my rights to speak or to say anything I want to say. I was in the north. When we are arguing some things, let us also talk of good things, bad things, good things, bad things. There are nice roads in the north that we from the north who live in the north, we have never had those roads up there. We have so many shortfalls we may have with the president or the current administration. But where good is, let us give honor where there is a good thing. I really appreciate it. I may not go in other places, but talking of Mzuzu, we all are Malawians. There is no Mzuzu, there is no Blantyre. There is a Malawi that all we know. Mzuzu is our city just as Blantyre is our city. That city was not looking good. But if you go there now, you may think you are moving in Taiwan. So let me appreciate on this part. Okay, I may have some things I may not like, which I will say another day. But for now, let me talk of the good things. There are perfect things happening in the country, wonderful things like that. Let us appreciate good things. Thank you so much. Now, as I said before, that I am one of the good speakers in the world. And I knew you not clap hands for that. Because the same thing I was saying, that in Malawi they would never appreciate you. You have to appreciate yourself. I remember in Insheu, you know, I was so young, you know, in Insheu, there was a Gure Wankuru. So the Gure Wankuru danced very well. And nobody appreciated the guy. So the guy thought of taking it by himself. He removed the masquerade and looked at people and said, Akulu, Akulu, they might be now jaton dineyo. Phone number yanga is 080. Because the guy, trust you me, because the guy, are you here, right? Nobody appreciates the guy. Nobody. Apparently the guy has been dancing so well for many, many years, and nobody went to find out to say, who is that guy who dances well? We need to be booking the guy for events. So nobody. So the guy thought of doing it by himself. He danced well, Hey, after doing that, then he stood and people were celebrating. But after celebrating, I was talking of the guy who was doing poetry here, right? I said, how I wish such type of talents can be so. I don't know the guy. I don't know him. I said, how I wish such type of talent. See, in America, such type of men would be highly promoted. Banks will promote such a guy. When banks are having, you know, events, they'll call such type of guys to come and speak and pay them. It's a career to other countries. But in our country, nobody is interested in anything. So this guy, he did, and I saw himself also speaking. He's like, yeah, so I'm like, he's about to advertise himself also. So the guy is genius. He needs our support. If we have banks here who have got a lot of organizations, let's make use of the guy. You see, I hired these people to come and perform here. I have the capacity, if you don't know, to bring Rebecca Malope, to bring all top stars, artists, to come and perform here. I have that capacity. But I said, away with your positions. I said, I'm going to take people who are not promoted, people who are not known. That's why I brought a performer there you don't even know. She's from Lilongwe. You don't even know that lady who was performing here. You don't even know the lady. I brought this band here. I said, take people who we don't even know. We need those people to be promoted. That's why we had these people dancing here. I saw some type of dancing. I don't even know what that dancing. Anyway, but we had that dancing here happening, and I'm like, oh, it is. I said, I turned to the honorable minister. I said, what catches this? He said, probably it must be Mangochi. You see, but these are the people to be promoted. If you don't promote our own, who promote them? I've also called that band over there. I've been supporting that band from, I think, 2 years ago. They are sitting over there. They perform traditional songs. I am their sponsor. You see, and I sponsor them. And I've brought them here, and I'm taking them to South Africa. I've done passports for all of them. They do traditional dance. I mean, traditional type of performance. I'm taking them to South Africa, and I'm taking them to Israel. Because I think I've gone through so much that it has actually taught me a lesson. You see, when I come to Malawi, when I give maize to a village, after giving maize to a village, I expect some people to say, no, thank you for what you did. All right? Not from the spiritual point. From the spiritual point, my reward is in heaven. But from humanity, I expect, so, wow, you have fed our parents. We live in town, but you went to our villages where our mothers are, our uncles are, and you gave them food. But they stay quiet, waiting for an accident. When an accident has happened, be like, you see, Bushiri. Sacrifice. Like really, like a country with values, a civilized country, a country with people with degrees and diplomas. We still think there are still people until today who can go on the road and cause an accident. What about American accidents? Should we say that the Trump that are causing those accidents? Like seriously, all rich people in the country are targeted. Any bad thing happening. So to a level whereby I am even teaching my kids how not to be successful. Oh, you didn't hear that statement. I'm not teaching them how to be successful, but I'm teaching them how not to be successful. Because success now is a crime in this country. You become successful, you are a Satanist, you killed somebody, you are into this and you are into that. But this is wrong. As a country that is civilized, as people who are civilized, we must take out that mentality. There is no charm for success. The only charm for success is hard work. Malawians watched me coming to Blantyre. Being fought in the media, there was a newspaper writing about me every day. I would buy a newspaper and find Bushiri beaten, hospitalized, his car bent into ashes. Even before I had a car, my car was bent into ashes. And I would buy a newspaper, be like, is it this Bushiri or Bushiri, another Bushiri? Only to find my pictures there. And Malawians, you all remember all those stories. You remember how I rose from nothing. But today, some Malawians just choose to be like, no, I think this boy, we know how I struggled in this country. We know the story. We know when I used to come here to Blantyre, when I used to come at that first place I came there where we filled the place and do the banners. What was that place? HHI. HHI. Years ago, when I used to come in the Zomba ground preaching there, when I used to go to Mangochi, Palombe, all these villages preaching long time ago. You see, but we choose to ignore that. we must come up as a country to start saying, we saw this boy rising. Let us learn from him. How did you do? How did you do? And like saying, let us stop this boy. He's moving fast. Let us stop this boy. So my message to all of you on the same point, where I say, this book on the craft of public speaking, as I said before, I have used all these examples because it's a really great concern to me as a Malawian who love Malawi and who really want to see Malawians appreciating each other on success. As I said, that there's no any media house until today, until this day, that has ever asked me a question which I get from other countries. How did you do this? What happened for you to do this? All right, but every country, BBC, all right, BBC has asked me, Zodiac has not asked me that question. NBC has not asked me that question. Rainbow has not asked me that question. I'm still waiting after this meeting. I must have some good moments with the Zodiac, Times TV and all that. But BBC, Talk Over, Al Jazeera came to me to say, how do you rise in Malawi? And I was featured on all those big TVs. But our country, let us learn to do that. So on this wonderful book on public speaking, originates from my sermons. To those who follow my church, I speak to thousands and thousands of people every Sunday. Sometimes 120,000 people on a single Sunday. Now these people come in church 3 a.m. because if you come late, you won't find a space. Now, these people are sleepy. But I speak to them from 10 in the morning until 7 p.m. without seeing one looking for food. And these are not just normal people from Uzuzu. These are the Zulus, the Xhosas, the same people who xenophobia does. These are the people who hate Malawians, who don't like foreigners, but they sit and listen to a foreigner from 3 a.m. in church. And this foreigner comes at 10 and they hear him speaking the whole day without feeling hungry. What is the secret? The secret is crafts of effective public speaking. Put in this book. So find this book. It will really change your life if you're a business person or anything else that you're going to find. Ladies and gentlemen, I have these books launching them today, but I'd like also to go for other books that I have, which I wrote last year. Can I have some of the books that I have apart from these books? Can I have just some of those books quickly? Can I have some different various books that we don't have here today? And also, allow me to have this audience with you. If there is any person over here who would like to ask any question pertaining the book launch which we're having, let me take that question now. And I'm not talking about journalists only here. I'm talking about any individual who would like to ask any question. I have my team here who can answer any question that you want to ask. If I can't answer that question, I'm going to refer that question to my team to answer it. But that question must be based on the book launch that we have tonight. So if at all there is any person who would like to ask a question on the books, please give us your name and where you're from and your question.
My name is Sambalika Gwampona, President of Malawi Writers Union. Actually, I'm interested. I would like to know how you managed to write all the 6 books in 1 year.
All right, I think the lady, Ms. Melody Zengai, did mention before I came on this podium that I make use. I'm always traveling. I'm always traveling. I normally make use of my time where I'm in the flight. Much of my flights are 13 hours when I'm going to India, South Korea. I'm in the flight, like 13 hours. After that, I have to come back to South Africa, another 13 hours. So normally, I make use of that. Every Tuesday, I travel. Every Thursday or Friday, I must be back in South Africa. And that's most of the times I make use of. There are those hours that I have used much to write books. All right. Before I continue, have I answered your question? Have I answered your question, or there's another question?
Yes, partly, but I was also interested to know how you managed to sell 10,000 books. Is it per year or?
No. We have sold so far over 150,000 books within 6 months. First and foremost, what you must know is in South Africa, I'm much known from the business world by so many people. When we had the launch in South Africa, I was shocked. I had almost big companies available because we do so much business with a lot of people. Now, we are known in South Africa as a businessman. Now, a country that has good business people, they always want to know how to do business. For example, I've written this book called Make Millions in Forex Trading. In this book, I have written how a person can know how to trade in Forex on his laptop with $400 and become a millionaire within a few weeks, just on a laptop. And I've written how to do it in this book. All right? So these are the things that attract so many people in South Africa and other developing countries. Now, as we said before, we have not sold the brand Bushiri as a businessman in Malawi, apart from the prophet. So in other countries, they have got so much keen interest in what I do. Mind you, I've got over 3 million followers on Facebook alone, 40 million followers on TV alone, prophetic channel. And the stats shows that in America alone, we are followed by over 5 million people. Now, only that tells you the number of people that we have. So that is not even to add only the church. So the church, as I said before, we gather sometimes 100,000 people a single Sunday service. So that tells you if there is a book that is out, 100,000 people gathering in one congregation, what's going to happen? That can even sell a day. We can even sell 50,000 books. But much of our books are not found at our churches, including Blantyre ECG. I think when they were announcing where you can find our books, you didn't hear the word church, because we have taken our books corporate. They are not a church thing, because we are avoiding where people think we use church to raise money. So the total is a corporate thing. Our books are found in the libraries and other centers that we do. So we have a great following to start with. That's how books were sold. And also, people who know some of the books I've read about me in the past really did a great advertisement for us. Answered? Thank you. So I have this book also called Breakthrough Guidelines. It's a book I've written on prayer. What type of prayer you pray on breakthrough guidelines. And also deliverance guidelines. And also I've written this book called To Share. This book, the word to share is a Hebrew word which means hidden wisdom. Trust you me, I use this to share in everything that I do. The Bible says he lays down wisdom. The word lays down wisdom is a Hebrew word which means hides. So there is a hidden wisdom that God hides. And this wisdom is called the Tushia wisdom. There are many ways of doing business, but the Tushia way of doing business is a hidden way. There are many ways of running a church, but the Tushia way of running a church is a hidden way. Most people ask me how I managed to take my church global to a level where we have, as I said, over 100,000 members in South Africa, 10,000 members in California, and across the world. I think it's one of the first churches in Malawi that has taken the gospel out of the country globally to that level. It is because of this wisdom, which is called the Tushia. I want you to find this book, the Tushia Way. As you can see here, there's no Bible here on top. There is a Bab. I'm talking about how did they, you see, originate the idea of electricity. How did they come up with the idea of a cell phone? How did they, you see, those who came up with that idea, it's only them, and nobody else is coming up with that idea, because that idea is hidden. How can you come up with your own idea of doing something that nobody else will have that idea, and your idea becomes huge and big? So to discover that idea, I have written it in this book. Every person here has an idea which nobody will ever have. So you must discover that idea. It may be in business, it may be in ministry, it may be in anything that you may be. That is what I'm addressing in this book. Ladies and gentlemen, to add up, I've also written a book called Do Business Until I Come. That's to the business world. Do Business Until I Come is one of also interesting books. I've also written a book called Rayon. Rayon, it is the deep thinking that a person must originate in order to produce something. These are from the business side. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me once again to say these words. I have written these books so that I can share with you the knowledge that was mine. And I beg you, through these books, make that knowledge to be yours. In these books, you'll find so many hidden truths that will catapult you to another level. Lastly, I'm writing a book called Discover Yourself. This book will also be out soon. In this book, I'm addressing issues to deal with how can you discover who you are. Most people are living a wandering life. Should I do this business? Should I do that? Maybe this. Am I good in that? The book I'm writing now is coming out, which will narrate how can you discover who you are and live by who you are. With these remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you these 6 books. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, seasoned greetings. A warm welcome to this SB Publishers book launch here in Blantyre. We trust that you will enjoy the experience tonight. We also would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year ahead.
Thank you so much. With those words, the 6 books have actually been launched. We may take our seats. Thank you very much.
At this point, our distinguished guests seated here, I would like to invite Dr. Shepherd Bushiri to make a donation. They are actually 100 books going to the National Library Services. And may I ask a representative from the National Library Services and Dr. Bushiri to make a donation that far left. Ladies and gentlemen, a donation to the National Library Services. A round of applause, please.
it's not only one or two, but a whole 100 books to our National Library Service, and that hand doesn't actually portray or reflect the actual picture on the ground. Please, a big hand for the 100 books that go to the National Library Service. For we as a country and our children and our great-grandchildren, provided we take good care of them, we can tap some wisdom from there. I loved what Dr. Bushiri said towards the end. It's some wisdom from him he's trying to share with a lot of us. There is a saying that a candle loses nothing when it lights another. Isn't it true? When you tap your knowledge and then share it with another, it doesn't make your candle shine dimmer. It shine on bright, but then the others shine on even more bright. So we are tapping from his wisdom, but he shares with us all. We can afford to get the books at an affordable price, keep the wisdom going, keep the wisdom sharing, and the words keep going, and that is how we actually succeed in life. So 100 books to the National Library Service that have been given, and maybe at some point we're going to give the representative from the National Library Service a chance that he actually gives us a word, maybe to thank Dr. Bushiri for the same. So if the books have been handed over, let me now announce that there's going to be a book signing ceremony. Please pay attention to detail. There's going to be a book signing ceremony where Dr. Shepherd Bushiri and the VVIP guests are going to go down. There's a VVIP lounge just down there. The protocol people are going to lead us there. So it's Dr. Bushiri and the VVIP people going to a book signing ceremony. Also, the VIP guests have a separate lounge, the VIP lounge. They will go there for a few snacks there. The rest of us are going to have our snacks right served in here. Let me also announce that Dr. Bushiri is going to sign in every single book that is being bought tonight. So if you're getting a book tonight, you're going to have Dr. Bushiri's autograph right in your book. A big hand to that. So please, make it a point that you go away with Dr. Bushiri's autograph. He's signing in each and every book tonight. So the protocol people are going to lead us to the VVIP lounge for the VVIP guests for the book signing ceremony. For the VIP guests, we have a VIP lounge as well, where we're having our snacks and a few, well, it's a cocktail. The rest of us have our food right at the back. But don't go away. Please make it a point to get your book that will be signed. Soon after the book signing ceremony, the doctor is going to be back to sign in the books that are going to be bought tonight.
And apart from that, we should also mention here that this is just a symbolic presentation to the National Library Services. The books are going to be handed over by the Shepherd Bushiri publishers at the National Library Services tomorrow. And apart from that, we are also informed here that there are some of the secondary schools that are going to benefit from this donation. We can give him a round of applause, please. Some of the secondary schools are going to benefit from this donation. And remember, this is to reach out to those who can't afford these books. Those who can't afford will be accessing them in the library. And also our students. Just think about those books he was mentioning here. Having somebody in a secondary school level getting or tapping the knowledge from the same. I don't think that person, after finishing the school, is going to be at the same level at all. Now, we're going to have Jirere Band members. May you please go where the system is. Thank you very much. They are there already. But as they are performing, would like to invite Dr. Shepherd Bushiri and the VVIP guests to go down to the lounge, and the VIP guests as well to the separate lounge down there. Otherwise, let's keep on enjoying. Members of the press, don't worry. After the prophet is back from the lounge there, he's going to come sign some of the books, and we're also going to have those questions that you wanted to ask him right here. Thank you very much. Jirere Band, please. Well, I'm told that Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, before going to the launch, he would like to watch Tirere Band performing. So let's join him as we are appreciating the talent.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Amainda bambo ife ndife ajilele bandi kuchokera ku Lilongwe area 44 nditu kupezeka mwambo uno ndi chinthu cha mtengo patali kwa ife nditu tikuthokoza kwambiri a prophet athu ndino samene mabwera kuno zikomo ndimba nyimbo imene anaimba Gides Chalamanda line mwana wa nzeru. Line o yuline lero mwana wa nzeru line o yuline lero mwana wa nzeru kaja mamawa amatenga makope ulendo kusukulu ukapuzira kaja mamawa amatenga taje kusesa bakomo kamai wake line o yuline lero mwana wa nzeru line o yuline lero mwana wa nzeru. Kaja mamawa amatenga taje kusesa bakomo kamai wake kaja mamawa amatenga makope ulendo kusukulu ukapuzira kakala headmaster muyamikila kutiline lero mwana wa nzeru kakala headmistress muyamikila kutiline lero mwana amene mwana wa nzeru line.
Salam salam Tito. Dida dida Tito. Dida dida salam. Tadidam salam. Salam salam Tito. Dida dida Tito. Dida dida salam. Tadidam salam. Dida. Ngakala headmaster muyamikira kuti linerero mwana wa nzeru. Ngakala headmistress muyamikira kuti linerero mwana mene mwana wa nzeru. Salam salam Tito. Tida dida Tito. Tida dida salam. Tadidam salam. Salam salam Tito. Tida dida Tito. Tida dida salam. Tadidam salam. Ubali, umaya mbatile, ubali, umaya mbatile, ubali, umaya mbatile, ubali, umaya mbatile. Awizina Umamize kasuri Wabila kugajeza mwego Umakati wanangodia Ubale Umaya batili Ubale Umaya batili Ubale Umaya batili Ubale Umaya batili. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that.
Chonde abandi musachoke tikufuna ninso posa kalitsa musadalikire iyai. But how we know, ladies and gentlemen, there's another poem that is going to be by Hudson Chamasowa. It's just going to be 2 minutes before we go for the book signing ceremony. Let me just make it very clear that we will start with the VIP guests to the signing ceremony, and then the VIP guests will follow to the VIP lounge. All of us stay here. We have our cocktail right in here. After that, that's when Dr. Bushiri is going to sign in each and every book. But this time around, Hudson Chamasowa with his poem. Then soon after that, the book signing ceremony.
All protocols observed. Bushiri bose bonse ndakatuloyi ndi Bushiri nyimbo mukumvera lero ndi za Bushiri munyuzi bebala tikuwerenga za Bushiri minibasi imwe anthu akukambirana za Bushiri, pa televishoni tikuonera za Bushiri, 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 pa Facebook palembedwa za Bushiri, pa WhatsApp tapanga gulu la Bushiri, nkhani ili mkamwa lero ndi Bushiri posepose. Dzana Bushiri walengeza nkhandweyo iwuzidwe sakuchita nayo mantha, ali m'mudzi muno kulalikira ndi kuchiritsa odwala, akwawiranso tsidya lija kumenekonso walonjeza kukachitika zozizwa. Dzulo Bushiri ulosi wauponya pa mchombo pa phiri, majeketi avulidwa kumeneko, thukuta linatuluka kukuzizira, malemba adalemba kale za izi. Mulungu sadzapanga kanthu asananeneletu kwa aneneri ake. Pamene ena alikalikiliki kubera chimanga anthu a Mulungu, Bushiri sakugona kugawa chimanga kwa anthu awamwambayo. Lero wadutsa apa ndi mdibidi wa galimoto, anthu ayamba kale kumutchula Meja Wani, omutsatira kuchuluka tsiku ndi tsiku. Vomerezani Mzimu wa Mulungu uli pa iyeyu, ingomvetsetsani wadzozedwa uyu. Manja mwake wanyamula uthenga wabwino kwa anthu osauka. Limbani mtima watumidwa uyu kuti alalikire, akufunitsitsa nsinga amasulidwe, akulakalaka khungu apenyeso, ndi khumbo lake kubwezeretsa maufulu ophwanyidwa. Nkhani ili mkamwa ndi Bushiri posepose. Tikumutchulabe Meja Wani kuti ansanjewo adzipsa mtima. Malawi sipikisana nawo masewera mpira wachitanyu ku mayiko onse. Bushiri anatsikira kumeneko, pa mchombo pa phiri panafuka utsi, thukuta linatuluka mphuno ndi kunkhwapa. Ndamva wina akufuula kumeneko, zasintha Malawi panganawo mpikisanowu. Bushiri mmawa ayitanitsa bajeti ya unduna wa zaumoyo. Mumva wina akufuula kumeneko, boma lagula mankhwala mzipatala zonse mdziko muno. Bushiri mmawa alengeza wakonza ulendo kathabwanya batani lomwe lathimisa magetsi kunkula ndi kutedzani. Mumva wina akufuula kumeneko, munthu wa Mulungu asavutike, batanino tathabwanya kale magetsi akuyaka tsopano. Bushiri mmawa alengeza akukayendera mapayipi amadzi ku area 18 ku Lilongwe. Mumva wina akufuula kumeneko, timuthokoze munthu wa Mulungu chifukwa cha mtima othandiza, koma zonse zakonzedwa tsopano anthu akumwanso madzi aukhondo. Nkhani ili mkamwa ndi Bushiri posepose. Tidzimutchulabe papa kuti osamukondawo adzipsa mtima. Bushiri akangoyasamula akumathamangira m'mawayilesi kuchalira kuyankha. Bushiri akangokhosomola akumathamangira m'makwalalamu kukachititsa nsonkhano. Bushiri akangoyankhula akumatuma anthu pakanema akamuyankhe. Kuyankhula kwa ndithe mfumu ina kuchikhwawako yazindikira itameza kholingo lake lomwe. Ndamva mfumuyi yambwandira kataphululuka, mdera langa asabwere mneneri ameneyu ngwaziwanda. Boma langotulukira ndi ndodo ya Mose kumukuguda nayo paphewa. Ife siridziwa zimene mfumuyi inena. Ndamva nkanamiziridwa mimba patsidyapa, lupanga la moto linangokantha mtsikana kuulula yekha mkango bwebweta. Ndamva amakanizidwa kupita dziko lina lake ameneyu. Ukali wa chisumphi unatsikira kumeneko kwalengezedwa, abwere mneneriyu kuno ndi olandiridwa. Nkhani ili mkamwa ndi Bushiri posepose. Tidzimutchulabe dade kuti odana nayewo adzipsa mtima. Komabe mneneri savomerezedwa kwawo, nchifukwa chake mukuchedwa kumati uyu ndi mwana wa panzuzu, angatiuze chani mbwenumbwenu. Dziwani lero wa panzuzu yemweyi wanzanu akupindula naye ku Joni. Pajatu kunali njala zaka zitatu pa dziko lonse mudziwerenga Baibulo. Eliya sanatumidwe dera la kwawo, adakapulumutsa mkazi wa masiye ku Sidoniya. Musamayiwale kunali akhate ambiri mu Israeli nthawi ya Elisa, koma iye sanatumidwe dera la kwawo, adakachiritsa Namani wa ku Suriya. Lero mneneri ali pakati pathu koma ulosi wa Yesaya wapherezera. Maso akupenya koma sakuona, mapirikaniro akuwuzidwa koma sakumva, mwina tidzamva nkhwangwa ili mutu. Nkhani ili mkamwa lero ndi Bushiri posepose. wantalisavala kugoda adagamba zisankhireni nokha profeti wanu iyeyo ndi ababanja ake asankha Bushiri. Inenso ndaonera momwemu mwembi wa gulugufe mchifukwa ndili pano kulengeza tidzimutchulabe meja wani kuti ansanje azipsa mtima, tidzimuyitanabe papa kuti osamukondawo azipsa mtima, tidzimunenabe dade kuti odana nayewo azipsa mtima. Dzana Bushiri, dzulo Bushiri, lelo Bushiri, mawa Bushiri, nkhani ili mkamwa lero ndi Bushiri posepose.
Another big hand for Hudson Chamaso, please. Ndakatoloya terati pomwepo kapena you couldn't resist seeing money pansipo. Kangati ndrama nango noti ndakatoloya ingotapa ndrama pasi zango ulo. But thank you very much this time around. We have to go now for the book signing ceremony. So Dr. Bushiri, you humbly lead the delegation. So all the VIP guests are the ones that rise first. The VVIP guests, the rise first. The protocol guys are going to lead us. Soon after the VVIP come the VIP, and then the rest of us have our cocktails in here. So the jazz will play soft jazz as the VVIP guests go for the book signing ceremony. BU 8634. Galimoto BU 8634, please, you're blocking a car that needs to go out urgently. So if you own or are driving BU 8634, please kindly move the vehicle as soon as possible. You're blocking a car that needs to go out urgently. So the rest of us don't move until the VVIP guests and the VIP guests are gone. So the VVIP first. The VIP guests, you have a separate lounge. It's opposite the VVIP. You're going separate ways. So just wait for the VVIP and then the VIP go separately. Soon after that, please come back for your books to be signed. The band that was supposed to be playing, you continue playing after the VIP guests are gone. The rest of us, there's a cocktail at the very end of the hall. Please separate sides. You can actually choose your serving point, get some food as we wait for the book signing ceremony to come to an end. So band, give us some music.